Jalaluddin Khilji had established the Khilji dynasty, and the first Sultan of Delhi to separate the religion from the politics, and therefore he always he proclaimed that the kingship knows kinship. In order to improve the administration, he had released 4 ordinances. So there were 4 ordinances, and according to these ordinances, if you see what he wanted to achieve or what he had achieved. So in that case, the first ordinance is about the confiscation of the religious endowments and the free grants of the land. Further, he reorganized the spy system according to second ordinance. Third ordinance was about prohibition of the use of wine. And the last ordinance said no social gathering of nobles. And if they want to intermarry, then they have to seek the permission of Alauddin Khilji. So without his permission, they can't intermarry. Further, he had introduced the system of dag, which is called the branding of the horses, as well as chehra, that is descriptive role of the soldiers. So these 2 things have been introduced by Alauddin Khilji. He had ordered to measure the land and fixed the share of the state. He had posted a special officer called Mustaq Raj for revenue, for the collection of revenue. Right. So in those days, peasants have to pay the produce as land revenue. He sought to fix out the cost of all the commodities, and for that purpose, he had established 3 markets. Right. So first market was for good grains, food grains. Second market was for the costly cloths, and the third market was for the horses, slaves, and cattle. So under the control of high officer called Shahana, he was maintaining the register of the merchants and controlling the shopkeepers as well as the prices of the goods. Further, to check the market, 2 officers have appointed, and their designations were Diwan-e-Riyasat and Shahana-e-Mandi. So these were the 2 officers which were checking the market. So all the goods brought to the open market, which is called Sara-e-Adal. Right, bringing to the market is called Sara-e-Adal. Alauddin had built many forts, and the most important among them was Alai Fort. Further, he had built the entrance gate to the Qutub Minar, and the name of that entrance is Alai Darwaza. He was the patron of art and learning. So later on, after death of Alauddin Khilji, so Malik Kafur seized the throne, and before killing him, he had nominated Shihabuddin as king, whereas he had imprisoned the eldest prince of Alauddin Khilji, whose name was Mubarak Khan. But as you know, one of the royalists to the royal family had killed Kafur Malik and released or freed Mubarak Khan from the prison. So Mubarak Khan worked as a regent for Shihabuddin because Shihabuddin was already nominated as king. And when he got the first opportunity, he captured the throne, right? So Mubarak Khan awarded authority over army and the palace guards to his lover called Mubarak Hassan. This Mubarak Hassan given a title, Khusrau Khan. So Khusrau Khan later on killed Mubarak Khan, right? And then she became the ruler. But the Khusrau Khan was also killed by Ghazi Malik in the same year, and that is the end of Khilji dynasty and the beginning of Tughlaq dynasty. So beginning of Tughlaq dynasty, or the time duration of Tughlaq dynasty, was from 1320 to 1440, right? So that is the case. So Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, basically the Ghazi Malik who had Ghazi Malik, who had assumed the title called Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, right? And then he started ruling. And so that is what the establishment of the Tughlaq dynasty. Now consider the next in this, and so that is called the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, right? So as yesterday I said, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq was nothing but the Prince Jana. So Prince Jana and Ghazi Malik, that means Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, right, had killed Khusrau Khan and established the Tughlaq dynasty, right? So when Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq died in an accident, right, his son Jana succeeded him under the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq was ruling the Tughlaq dynasty or Delhi Sultanate from 1325 to 51. So in this case, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq had tried to introduce many administrative reforms. So he had 5 ambitious projects for which he became particularly debatable. He had 5 ambitious projects, but for all these projects he had debatable, right? So he had particularly became debatable. So what were these 5 ambitious projects? Very first one is the taxation in the Daob. Taxation in the Daob. So Daob, D-O-A-B. So what is Daob? You can consider the region between Narmada and Ganga. Region between Narmada and Ganga, right? So he wanted to have the tax on that, right? So taxation on in the Daob. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq made an ill-advised financial experiment in the Daob, right? So he not only increased the rate of taxation, but also revived and created some additional abwabs, which is called cesses, right? So he hadn't only increased the tax, but further he had added some of the other taxes you can consider. So although the share of the state remained as in time of Alauddin, but it was fixed arbitrarily, not on the basis of actual products. Right? See, tax should be always on actual produce, not an arbitrary. Right? It should not be like that. Right? Tax, but it was not like that. Right? So during the Alauddin's ruling or reign, at that time also the arbitrary method of taxing was there. Right? So same kind of method was also in Muhammad bin Tughlaq's reign. So it was fixed arbitrarily, right? Not on the basis of the actual produce. And therefore the prices were also fixed artificially for covering the produce into money. Right. So prices were also fixed. So it is said that the increase was 20-fold, and this were added ghari or house tax and charahi or pasture tax. Right. So as I said, already there was a tax on produce, but further few taxes have been added. So house tax, which was called at that time ghari, and the pasture tax, pasture kuran, right? Charai kuran. जनावर आपण चरायला घेऊन जातो. So that is called charahi. So he had also added ghari and sarahi taxes. Right? So Sultan had created a new department of agriculture whose name was Diwan-e-Kohi. Sultan had created, rather Muhammad bin Tughlaq had created the new department of agriculture whose name was Diwan-e-Kohi. So the main object of this particular department was to bring more and more land under cultivation, and therefore it will be directly giving benefit to the peasants. So that was the motive, that was the aim, right? So bring more and more cultivation and more land under cultivation, and if it is succeeded, then obviously it will be directly benefited it will be directly benefit the peasants. So this is what the first project. Second project of transfer of capital. Okay, so transfer of capital. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq had transferred capital from Delhi to Devgiri because he wanted to control southern part. Right. So southern part, he thought that if we would have gone to Devgiri, then we would easily control the southern part, right, or the South India, right. So he had shifted the capital from Delhi to Devgiri and thus named it at Daulatabad, right. But after a couple of years, Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to abandon Daulatabad because he soon found that as it was difficult to control the south from Delhi, now it is difficult to control the north from Daulatabad. And therefore, again, he had brought capital back to Delhi, right? And ambition of controlling the south had been left. Right? So that was the second project, the transfer of capital. Third project was the introduction of token currency. So Muhammad bin Tughlaq decided to introduce the bronze coins, which will be having the same value as that of silver coins. Now see what will happen if the bronze coins and silver coins would be having the same value, right? So what would be happening in that particular case? Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq might have been successful if he could have prevent the people from forging the new coins, but he couldn't succeed in that, and he was not able to do so, right? And therefore soon the new coins have to be greatly devalued, right? New coins have to be greatly devalued in the markets, and that is the case, right? म्हणजे जर चांदीच्या भावात म्हणजे चांदीच्याच इक्वल जर ब्रॉन्झचे कॉइन्स असतील तर लोक चांदीचं कशाला ठेवतील, right? So that would be the case you can always consider. And so he was not able to do so, and soon the new coins have begun to be devalued, and therefore finally he decided to withdraw the token currency, and then he promised the exchange of the silver pieces for the bronze coins. Fine. So again, that was the project which was failed, right? And for which he was as I said, he was debatable. Then fourth project, that is proposed Khurasan expedition. Khurasan expedition. So he had a vision of universal conquest. He had a vision of universal conquest, and therefore he decided to conquer Khurasan and Iraq. Right? So these are the two different places you can consider So he decided to conquer Khorasan and Iraq, and therefore he had mobilized a huge army for that purpose. And then later on, for this kind of thing, he was debatable. But why he had decided to go on or to conquer the conquer the Khorasan? Because he was encouraged by a Khorasani noble who had taken shelter in his court. Right? So that particular Khorasani noble was encouraging Muhammad bin Tughlaq to conquer the Khorasan because he had taken shelter in his court, right? So, but because of this project, what had happened? The more instability, right, had been come to the to his empire. You can consider, though there was already much more instability in Khorasan, right? So on the account of some unpopular rule by Abu Said, right? But later on, as I said, again in this case, Muhammad bin Tughlaq had failed, and therefore he had to abandon this project. And the last project is Quarachil expedition. So the Quarachil expedition was launched in Kumaon Hills in Himalayas, right? So in order to counter the Chinese excursions. But further, it also appeared that the expedition was directed against some refractory tribes in Kumaon region with the object of bringing them under Delhi Sultanate. Right. So the first attack was a success, but when the rainy season had come, then he had suffered terribly. And again, his fifth project is also seems to fail. Right. So his five projects led to a revolt. Right. So that would be the case you can always consider. Second was what had been happened during his reign. In 1335, Madurai had become independent, right? Then in 1336, foundation of Vijayanagar and foundation of Vijayanagar had been taken place, and Warangal became independent. And one more thing, from 1341 to 47, the revolts of Sadamis and the foundation of Bahamani had been happened. So in 1347, the foundation of Bahamani was there. Right. So these were the things which had been happened during his reign, and he died in while campaigning in the Sindh against Taghi. He was a Turkish slave. So against Turkish slave, when he was campaigning in the Sindh at the Sindh region, he got died. So this is what about you can consider the Muhammad bin Tughlaq or the Prince Jona. So So in an accident, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq died, and then next, Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq died in an accident, and later on, right, and later on, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq from 1325 to 51. 1325 to 51. So, Prince Joanna, who was son of Ghiyasuddin, Tughlaq, right, assumed the title Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and then ascended the throne and ascended the throne in 1325. Fine. So this will be the case. So he introduced 5 projects. 5 projects for many administrative reforms. Projects to many administrative reforms. Okay. So in order to have different administrative reforms, he had undertaken 5 projects. Fine. So that would be the case, you can, but all were debatable. So first project here is taxation in the Daob. Right. So what is this? It is nothing but the region between Ganga and Yamuna, right? Region between Ganges and Yamuna. Right. So Doef, you can consider Daob as region between the Ganga and the Yamuna. Right. So see, at that time the financial condition was ill. Right. So to improve financial, right, I can write ill financial. Right. या अगोदरच कमकुवत झाली थी. So the to improve ill financial condition. Okay. So increase in tax and additional taxes such as Ghari, that is house tax, and Sarahi, right, that is what? The pasture tax. Pasture tax, right? So tax fixed arbitrarily, not on actual produce, right? So The tax had fixed arbitrary, not on actual produce. He had established, right, a new department of agriculture, right, new department of agriculture, which was called Diwan A Kohi. Diwan A Kohi. Right. So, what was the main aim of this department? Right. So, main objective was to bring more land under cultivation. More land under cultivation. Right. How? And obviously, right, that will giving the direct benefit to peasants. Direct benefit to peasants. So that is what the first project. Second project of transfer of capital. Transfer of capital, right? So to control South India, right, he had transferred capital from Delhi to Devgiri, and therefore Devgiri changed, or the name Devgiri changed to Daulatabad. Right. So that is what you can always consider. Fine. Okay, if anybody wants, you can. Done? Okay, Saurabh, thank you. Thank you. Right. So this had been happened in 1327. Right. Now, but later on he abandoned the capital of Delhi, capital of Daulabad, and moved back to the Delhi. Right. So I will not write the rest of things. Is there anything? Okay, whatever may be the, because since it is of us, so we can have more information on that. Okay, third project we can consider is introduction of token currency. Introduction of token currency. Introduction of token currency. So he decided to introduce. He decided to introduce bronze coins, right? So which were of same, sorry, having, that would be case, having same value as the silver coins. as the silver coins, right? But again, he has to withdraw the token currency, right? Because of the devalue of the coins, right? So that will be the case. Fine. So then later on, withdrawn the token currency. Withdrawn the token currency and promised the exchange of, right? So he had promised exchange of silver pieces for copper coins. Right. The fourth project was the proposed Khorasan expedition. Proposed Khorasan expedition. Fine. So Khorasan expedition. So he decided to conquer. Decided to conquer okay, hold on. I will put the I hope now it is well audible. So fourth project he proposed, that is Khorasan expedition. Fine, thank you. So he decided to conquer, right? So rather he had a vision of universal conquest, right? So decided to conquer Khorasan and Iraq. Khorasan and Iraq, right? So already he was having the vision for universal conquest. And therefore, he mobilized huge army. Therefore, mobilized huge army for this purpose. Right? So for this particular point, right, he was